Right again, how
Buklutaw involvement?
got involved in Frontline,
Frontline.
in 2014.
In 2014. All right. Buklutao got involved in 2014 because the Center for Disaster Preparedness summoned us again, first in one national consultation with other prospective participants of the views from the frontline. Is that correct or frontline?
Yes, correct.
Yes. All right.
No,
Oh,
it's
frontline.
correct, because it would be the people
Yes.
who have done views from the frontline that
Yes.
got into that meeting. Yeah,
That's right,
correct.
yeah. And so in 2014, Buklutao was engaged again with views from the front. This time it was called Action from the Frontline, because during that national consultation, it was a different menu. So I was saying to myself, this is different from 2009, 2011, and 2013, simply because they're asking us really this time to conduct community consultations, focus group discussions. And not only that, we were also asked to go to your community, undertake house to house questioning. But it's very nice. Of course, with the assist, with the template of interview instruments. This is something nice. So we got involved. And then we are very happy about it, and even the members, we participated actively during the focus group discussions with the stakeholders in the community, the youth, the women, persons with disabilities, older persons. They got involved. We were able to gather the views, really views from the front line. Oh.
And tell me, after you had those views and you had the priorities from the community, what happened next? After you had those priorities, until you knew what the priorities were, what were the next steps?
What
Tell me
was
about
nice about this from the front line in 2014 was that
that. No, frontline.
frontline was that they asked us.
Can you start again, please?
Frontline engaged Buklutao this way. They asked us to undertake focus group discussion. In that focus group discussion, we were able to gather from the community and different stakeholders what the hazard profile, or what I call hazard profiling for the community. And this is very nice. We like it. And then after profiling the hazards in our community, then we did not stop there. Still, Frontline suggested that go further. You asked the stakeholders, what are the impacts? What are the consequences of these hazards that you have already profiled? And still, Frontline did not stop there. Go further. If you are able to profile the hazards in the community and you're able to identify what are the possible impact, consequences of these hazards in your community, go further. And what is that? Well, you ask yourselves, the community, what can we do as a community? What can we do? That's action. And then we, Frontline did not stop there. There's a fourth engagements with the community, and this time asking ourselves, what could you have already actions? All right, very nice, it's coming from you, but we cannot deny in whatever plans of action that we have, there will be barriers. So ask yourself, identify what are the possible barriers, and we like that. I personally like that, and even the community, because we're able to line up what are our hazards, what are the consequences that we experience, what are the possible doable things that we could do against the impacts, and then the barriers. Yeah.
And what were the kind of actions that the community took?
The kind of actions that the community took was that let's strengthen our community disaster reduction and disaster preparedness. Second, we should do something about our environment, because it is sensed as one cause of our disaster. the abuse of the environment. And then sadly, there is a third consequence. It's about some negligence in the local government. And then the action that we thought of is that maybe we could start dialogue with the local government about simple things that we could do together. Yeah, those are four main things that we are able to map up for our doable actions. Yeah.
And can you explain me the role of Buklaw Tao in Frontline and the community?
Well, the role of Buklaw Tao in Frontline is that we are already validating through Frontline what we have been doing for the community in terms of disaster reduction since 1997. In other words, when Frontline came to our lives in 2009, 11, then 14, it appears that Frontline was telling the community what Buklaw Tao has been doing since 1997 for disaster reduction of the community is right. So we are proud about it. And that's the role of Buklaw Tao. You see, we have proven ourselves that we are right, even though we were alone in 1997 doing disaster risk reduction for the community, preparedness for the community, doing our capacity building and organizing. All the while we are right simply because Frontline came into our lives, not only once, but in every 2 years. So that is the role of Buklaw Tao in the community with the Frontline. We harness everything as a people's organization dedicated to disaster risk reduction, and then with the additional capability building, if I may say, with Frontline, we are able to prove to ourselves we are right, and we have partners to enhance, improve our capacities as community-initiated organization. Yeah.
So, can you explain me some of the changes that have happened in the community?
Well, of course, engagement with the barangay. All right. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. What's nice is that there is a very nice after Frontline. That was in 2015. Yeah, there is active engagement with our local government in the barangay. I remember that one day, in the month of August, I received a text message from our barangay captain. He was asking me already, Noli, I would like that your organization would fabricate two rescue boats for our village. I'm very glad to hear that from our Kapitan. He's already getting involved, no? But he said, the payment will be later on. If I'm ordering in August of 2015, maybe I could pay you in January of 2016. But because I remember Frontline and the doable action of the community in regards to for the community in disaster preparedness, this is my chance, no, to link Frontline doable action with the local council by saying, all right, our council will have two boats from Buklaw Tao, but all expenses paid. He said, Buklaw Tao is going to donate two boats for the village council. So there is the linkage already. In other words, Frontline strengthened the resolve of Buklaw Tao to help in every way that it's capable of, barangay level or community level, in strengthening disaster risk reduction, the enforcement and strengthening. Yes.
And tell me a bit about the role of Frontline and into doing advocacy.
Yes, advocacies, that's right. There was a gathering national advocacy initiative by Center for Disaster Preparedness and GNDR. And Buklaw Tao was represented by me. I was there. And it was a 2-day affair. And then we're being asked to develop an advocacy paper Yes, in the line of the GNDR approaches. And I was able to convince my group mates of different national NGOs. I was able to convince my group mates that, look, we have a successful initiative so many years ago in regard to advocacy in our town. This to the development of a primer that could be circulated around the community so that people could read what is status, what is the concept of the hazard, something like that. So my group mates from different national NGOs agreed with me to develop an advocacy paper for my town, for San Mateo. And here I have with me the developed advocacy paper. It's all in Filipino. So it says primer ng bayan ng San Mateo. It says it's a primer for the town of San Mateo. Yo. So mas lamang ang may alam sa kahandaan. It says it's more, you are in an advantage if you know more. Yeah. And then it says, kailangan ang pagtutulungan sa anumang gawain ng pamahalaan. There is a need for collaborative action with the government. Yes.
And how does collaborative action has happened with the government? How did you use the results of the local action planning?
Yes, yeah.
And the priorities and all that? Tell me, how was it used to when you went to talk to the government? Or was it Buklota or was it representatives from the community who went to talk to the government? How did you? Was it through letters or was it through meetings? Can you explain?
Yes. Let's remember that the inception of the Frontline was way back in 2015. There was, during that time, there was already a change in the leadership in the local government, especially in the barangay. And so that happened, and we have new leadership. Okay. What the collaborative action with the local government and Buklutao was that Buklutao was a part of the what we call now, according to the law, Barangay Disaster Risk Reduction Council or Committee. We were there. So during that time, whenever there is flooding or risk of flooding in the community, Buklutao is being summoned by the Barangay Council to be there, to sit with the local officials and to talk about what are the possible actions that could be made. Because they are already, according to the Capitan, they are already evacuees, no? What are to be done in response to the number of evacuees? So those are collaborative actions in relation to with the barangay. And then when there's flooding, no, there are boats needed. No, of course, boats of the barangay captain is not enough. Buklutao is there. Yeah, so we bring out the boats, and there is a collaborative action between Buklutao disaster preparedness teams and the barangay council. To the point that they are already using our big boat, and we have photos that our barangay kapitan is riding on our big boat. That's a beautiful sign, no, of collaboration. And many more this time with the community. We add additional. It's getting hot. We add additional rescue boats to the communities, to the point that we already are experiencing giving donation of our own fiberglass boat to the next barangay. Yeah, so it's expanding. Yeah.
Can you tell me?